There was once a time in DC Comics where Batman and Catwoman were planning on getting married. And Booster Gold, who's kind of a huge fan of Batman, wondered what he could even give Batman for a good wedding present. Pondering the question for a while, he realized, he has a time machine. Duh. So he developed a plan to give Batman the best gift imaginable by going back in time and changing one pivotal moment in Batman's entire life. Like, literally the biggest moment. The moment that kickstarted the whole idea of Batman for Bruce Wayne. However, in doing this, it would actually end up being the single worst gift Booster Gold could ever give to anyone, because it'd kind of mean the end of the world, as it'd literally turn everything as we know it about Batman completely upside down. Because as Booster Gold comes back to present day, he meets Green Lantern Hal Jordan from this new timeline as he's losing his mind, stating to Booster Gold that the ring won't ever let its user kill themselves. But Hal has a ton of willpower, and he really wants to show Booster that he can do it. To which Hal Jordan uses so much willpower that he actually manages to kill himself in front of Booster Gold. After this insane and intense interaction, Booster's only thought was, that was kinda awesome, if I can't lie. However, looking around at the state of Gotham, he realizes he needs to find Batman and give him his present already. It's also here where we meet new versions of the Bat family, like Tim Drake, who works in the engineering division of Wayne Enterprises. Jason Todd is also the creator of the Joker wheel that shocks Jokers if they try to steal tires. Duke Thomas in this timeline is in a catatonic state after suffering a serious head injury. And the Batman of this timeline is none other than Dick Grayson, and he's a tad bit crazy, if I'm gonna be honest with you. He's more of a kill first, ask questions later kind of guy. At first, Booster even thinks that this is Bruce, but when Skeets scans Batman to find that it's Dick, Booster just straight up dips on the guy to find Bruce Wayne. Cutting to Bruce, he's at his birthday party dancing with his mother, happier than ever. That is until Booster Gold kind of just smashes through the ballroom window, announcing to Bruce Wayne that he got him a present. It's here where Booster explains to Bruce that in a different timeline he's going to get married to Catwoman, and Booster just had to get him a present, but didn't know what to get for the man who has everything. But then it clicked for Booster that he has a time machine via Skeets and could go back in time. He could save his parents, let him live his dream life with his parents, so Bruce can see that his true life is loads better and have peace knowing that if stuff went the other way, it'd be much worse. Bruce in disbelief says that for his whole life, something always seemed off. He'd have dreams night after night of his parents dying, then dressing like a bat and prowling on the criminals of Gotham. Going on to say that he's always known in some way that Booster would show up eventually, but now that he's here, he can't go back as he smashes Skeets, the only thing able to correct the timeline. After this, we cut to a full year later at a decrepit Arkham Asylum, the only thing that remains unchanged, where Booster blows a hole into a cell that's for this world's Catwoman, saying that together they are going to save the world. Booster then takes Catwoman to his rinky-dink apartment and explains to Catwoman that once she meets Bruce, the both of them will fall in love instantly, and Bruce will want to change the timeline back to what it once was, because love shines through everything. I mean, just watch Shrek 4 and you'll understand. The only thing though is Booster is completely ignorant to this timeline's Catwoman and why her speech is limited to one word, meow, which we'll find out later. Booster Gold then makes a makeshift catsuit thinking it'll make Bruce fall in love with her instantly. Thus, Booster grabs a hold of Catwoman and the two make their way to Wayne Manor to perform their meet cute, as Booster calls it, and save the timeline. So while Bruce is enjoying some tea with his father, content with his life, they're interrupted by Booster announcing their presence. Opening the door, Alfred immediately shouts for security before his throat is slashed by Catwoman. Thomas, in an effort to protect Bruce, says to Catwoman that it was him who basically ruined her life and put her in Arkham, telling her to take him and spare everyone else. So Catwoman just pounces onto him, slicing and dicing, screaming meow. But in the middle of this, she gets shot from behind by Batman, who's been after Booster Gold and Catwoman since the breakout at Arkham Asylum. Once he arrives, pretty much everything goes wrong instantly, and it becomes an absolute bloodbath in Wayne Manor, akin to a Tarantino film. People either get sliced, beaten, or shot until Bruce finally ends it all by killing both Catwoman and Batman. And when the dust finally settled, the only people left alive were just Bruce Wayne and Booster Gold. After this, another year goes by, and Bruce Wayne has been hard at work repairing Skeets to save his parents, and in the meantime has been torturing Booster Gold in the underground caves below the manor, keeping him starved and chained, and by this point, Booster's Brewster's sanity is slipping. Eventually, Bruce manages to fix Skeets, but Skeets won't work unless operated by Booster's voice. So Bruce reluctantly has Booster released from his chains to prep for the mission. Cleaning Booster Gold up, he recites to Bruce how he became a superhero after stealing tons of future tech and planning on going back in time so he could become a famous superhero and get rich and famous. But of course, he's learned by now that that didn't really work out the way he expected. Bruce then gives Booster back his equipment and demands Booster to bring them back 10 minutes before his parents' death, or he'll activate a bomb destroying Skeets and kill Booster. Booster hears Bruce say 10 minutes before his parents' death and gets a eureka moment telling Skeets to do just that, winking at Skeets. Bruce sees Booster wink, and Bruce realizes Booster is up to something, so he attempts to shoot him. But in a flash, they are at the night Bruce's parents were supposed to die in Crime Alley. Skeets took the bullet intended for Booster before transporting, and the pair find themselves now stuck in the past. Bruce yells at Booster demanding to know what he did, and with Bruce enraged, he points his rifle at Booster's head, ready to fire, as Booster screams that he got him a gift. As the past Booster, who started all his transports above Bruce, confused as to what's going on, and if this has anything to do with the wedding gift he planned. So as the past Booster and Skeets watches the future Booster fights Bruce Wayne, they start to think that maybe just buying a cheese tray would have been a better idea. And while this is all happening, Bruce's parents are walking in Crime Alley and have just stumbled upon Joe Chill. And because the present Bruce is too preoccupied fighting the future Booster, and because the past Booster won't arrive in time to stop Joe Chill from killing his parents, the present Bruce watches his parents die again, and overwhelmed from the loss all over again, Bruce points the gun at himself and pulls the trigger as Booster says to himself quietly that they saved the world. After the time-traveling fiasco, Booster returns to the original timeline and tells Batman alongside Catwoman about what happened. But from all of the torment, trauma, and pain he witnessed from being in that timeline for 2 years, he would never be the same Booster Gold ever again, wishing he never gave Batman that stupid gift, ending the story. Now, I love this story a lot for so many different reasons, but one thing most of all is the Back to Future-esque plotline. A detail I also glanced over in the story was that Booster mentions how every superhero tried to stop some big villain, but without Batman and his plans on top of plans, they could never win. Thus, a majority of that world's superheroes had died, and that kind of reveals why Green Lantern kills himself in the beginning of the story. With everything in ruin and the Waynes the only ones on top, it also kind of reminded me of when Biff got the future he wanted in Back to the Future 2. And the other thing that I really love is, just imagine being Booster in this story. Spending 2 years trapped in a dark timeline you created, tortured endlessly. And by the end of the story, he almost goes insane, and it's of course, when the guy comes back, he's going to have some major issues. Which ends up also being a plot line in the Heroes in Crisis storyline, which I somehow keep getting to, but have never made a video on because of reasons. That's all I'll say. But I hope you guys like this story, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, I'll catch y'all on the flip side.